Good morning, people. Run that CS2 back. Yeah. Let's run that CS2 back. I am not gang. I do not gang bang. But play me like I'm in, I'ma pull out. Hey. Let me take a sip of this energy drink. 0 sugar, by the way. Diabetics can't play in them fields with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Man, I seen this video. I said, wait, what? Not the real big homie. 'Cause I rock with 50. Yeah, I rock with 50. That's the only one I really look at in the game as a solid individual. But if I was proven wrong one day, I wouldn't be surprised. Before that, I thought Meech was a solid individual. I didn't know nothing about no third-party cooperations. Wait, what? I didn't think it was that. Hey, let's run that back. Let's run that one CS2 back. Okay, let me get out my text messages now. Let me get focused on the people. Because we all know now. Damn it. I keep forgetting to put on my 2 watches. Shit's crazy. I gotta stop forgetting to wear my 2 watches, man. What's going on out here, man? You know what I'm saying? You know, we in the building. Welcome to Stand on the Media. Salutas. Salutas. Dowie Hood. I don't know. Let me stop messing up my man name. What's up, my guys? Salute. Muddy. The muddy waters. The muddy waters of Mississippi. The muddy waters of Mississippi. I don't know if y'all know, but muddy feet be muddy and stanky and grimy and grungy. I be telling them about it. I say his girl ain't gonna like it. But he told me he don't care. She got to deal with it. So I can respect that. Good morning, Selena. Selena's in the building. Good morning, Selena. We cooking this morning, man. I've been up super early. But I'm always up early. I'm not gonna lie. But I was up really early this morning. Perusing them YouTube streets trying to see what's out there. It was a lot. It was a lot yesterday evening. Like, it was a slow day kinda, and then it sped up. And I will say this about the GG and the IBM Hoodlum and the the Sharice and then the Wack 100 involved in the loose cannon. We're gonna listen to that content to a loose cannon sounding very defeated. And I don't want to say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But I didn't like the way he sounded on that audio. But he was probably just, caught off guard. What's going on? But then I said to myself, we do understand there'd be a lot of plays being ran out here. Hard to figure out what's reality and what's scripted. So I take everything with a grain of salt. IBM Hoodlum did make a good point though. He did bring up something I didn't think about it right then. But when he said it, I said, "Oh, you know what? You might be onto something. I don't know." You know what I'm saying? I can see Wack hands in a lot of what's going on right now. The exposing of Sharice and loose cannon and all that. I can see, his hands in a lot of what's going on. I want to be careful because I don't want to discredit it. Gigi's message and her movement, because at the end of the day, her story is real. That man did deny her and the baby, so her story is real. So, but I can't help but think, does dude got his hands in that? I don't know. D Twins, what up? De Niro Jones, what up, bro? This AM 2 watches on. You feels me? I forgot to put them on, bro. I'm gonna put them on my desk so I make sure I have them. I got the glasses though. I got the sunglasses on. Oh, I don't got the hat on. I gotta get the hat, man. I got it tomorrow, full fledged, baby. Coming in this bitch full fledged. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know now. Yeah, man. That dude know everything. He told. Man, that nigga is funny. Man, I've been telling y'all. It be the funniest shit. Because I be like, bro, these people not dumb. They know what's gonna happen next. You ain't informing nobody or nothing. It's like he be like, now. I told y'all the chicken was pregnant, and I told y'all after that the chicken's gonna lay the eggs. I told y'all now. I told y'all. Be like, oh, bro, the chicken's pregnant. And after that, the eggs come out. I think we all have a basic understanding of how this works. But you go ahead, though, my guy. You the man. You a psychic and shit out here, boy. He educating the people. Because the people too dumb to educate themselves. I heard that. Oh, man. I think I go over there to laugh sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't saying no names. We know who we know. But that nigga is funny. Yo, man, we talk about my cool mic, bro. Why you hating on my mics, huh? How you doing that, son? Come on, Muddy Waters. What's wrong with you? Do me a favor. Grab that wrench and smack yourself right across the face. Bam! Talk about my cool ass mic. Talking about this a hot mic. I brushed my teeth early this morning. With this energy drink, by the way. I'm not sponsored by Monster, but hopefully one day I can be drinking on that Monster though. 0 sugar, of course. 0 sugar, of course. Nobody has sent me any shorts of, the youth out here doing their own businesses, their own home businesses that they are trying to run. You know what I'm saying? Small business, big business, doesn't matter. Just, I'm looking for teens. I'm looking for teens that's out here hustling, man, who want to promote. I want to help promote their business and stuff, man. I ran across something. I think if I can find it, we gon' run it in the middle of what I'm doing live. It's not a young individual, but it's somebody that is promoting a new food truck. I'm trying to think where that place was at. San Jose, it could be. I have to look, but it's a food truck that's new, and the ribs and that shit look good. So if I remember, I'm gonna find that video and then we're gonna run it at some point. Help promote what they doing. But anyway, man, I run across this, right? We're gonna get right to it. Y'all didn't come here for me. I know, of course y'all didn't. Why would you? And who else in the building? Bugs Malone. Throw them in out. What's up, my guy? What it do, man? What it do? When anything's hot on the internet world, Wacky for sure wants a piece of it. That's a Fendi fact. Man, you know he do. What's wrong with that guy? He is all content edition and all effing up your life edition. That guy, man, I ain't never seen nothing like him before. I done seen a lot. But that, I ain't seen, I don't know, that's different. Yeah. House nigga, field nigga, smart nigga, real nigga. Okay, we're gonna get to the content. The title of the video, let me do this, man. Let me give flowers, man. Salute to Hood TV. Salute to Hood TV for the content. I have not listened to this content for the record. So I don't know if this is clickbait or not. I don't know. But it had a lot of views. And it was an interesting topic. I'll say that. I don't want to get some of the comments that's in the comment section. I'd rather y'all go over there to his page and check it out. You know what I'm saying? So he can get some love on his page, get some subscriptions and some of that. So I'll let y'all go check it out. But I will go over there to the comment section because the comment section was popping on this video. But I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the description of my video. Please do me a favor. Go over there and show his page some love. Hood TV. If you don't remember, don't worry about it. It will be in the description of my video. Let's just support each other. Let's build each other. It's enough money out here for everybody. You know, the ones who want to be selfish and greedy and you know, very misleading. We let them do what they do. You know, but it's our job to call their asses out because you all know now. It's bigger than content. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to the video, man. Salute to everybody to put up. Who all in the chat? Savage Astro, what up? Oh, my nigga Deuce Sims is in the building, man. Deuce Sims, I be saying that when I type it in this chat. I say it. I be saying that as I'm typing it. Deuce Sims, That's my nigga, though. Yeah, that's my nigga on my mama. Yo, man. Salute to Spider, man. I see Spider out there working still, you know. Spider doing this shit. You know, he coming back. I see. Or maybe he never left. I just don't get notifications like I used to. But his channel inspired this video, so I had to find the original. But let's run it.
Some of what you may have done may have helped with the timing. Right, I think
my academics always stuttering right off the bat.
I did what?
I think you going online and saying that, and the only reason I'm saying this is that if you ever read any federal indictment,
I did what? I tipped him off.
You tipped him off via
What
online.
did the lady say in the recording I sent you?
Well,
please don't what?
Please don't tell. But this is why I'm coming to this conclusion.
Seems like everyone just has something up against Wack 100 because 50 Cent went off Wack 100 for snitching on Big U, which reportedly led to his indictment, with even rumors of Wack 100 might being wired up to get rappers. But look, before anybody gets all in their feelings, let's be clear. This ain't me making allegations. I'm just walking you through what the streets are saying. So please spare the messenger. Now, it all starts with a phone call. According to what Wack 100 admitted himself, he made a very specific and critical phone call, not to Big U, but to Big U's wife, warning him about the federal indictment that was coming for Big U. Wack seemed to know the exact timing of when the feds were going to move in.
After you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, "Sis, 911. 1 sec, let me get Solo." And you gave him a heads up.
Faux bad. He said faux bad. Remember, he said faux bad. Come on, bro. You know what he said on that call. little dude. We know you been compromised.
What I tell him?
You said one set, let me get solo. He needs to leave. Bad. In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
There you go.
So bad.
What the 600 said is 4 rolling 60 telling on it. All right, so Wack, let me ask you.
Oh, so that's what the 4 bad
what
means.
you talking about? Nigga, little brain,
Let me
nigga?
ask
Good
you,
looking out, Savage.
Cause if I-
Good looking.
I just sent you a clip. Play the clip. You gonna hear the people saying, "Don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody nothing. Don't say nothing." So which one you want? If he wouldn't have said nothing and y'all found out knew, you would say what? Why you didn't say nothing?
No,
Now hold up, who outside the system knows that much about a sealed Fed operation? And more importantly, what kind of person makes that kind of warning unless they're informed from the inside? This is the point where 50 reportedly started connecting the dots. And when you really think about it, that rumor about he was wired up starts sounding way less like internet talk and way more like something to take seriously. But
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Salute, hey Savage. I forgot. I meant to hit you, and I forgot to hit you back. So that's my bad, bro. This weekend I disconnected from all this and just did the family shit and Wack. I like the MMA fighting and shit. So enjoyed the UFC stuff like that. But I really wasn't even on the internet when I seen your message. I was supposed to hit you back and forgot. So as soon as I end this live, I'm gonna hit you. But I'm blessed, man. Everything good. Everything good. We'll chop it up behind the scene. I got you. Yeah. That point right there though. Like how he knew though. How he gonna get that? Then they try to put it on Brick. It's like, well, y'all, how you gonna put it on what Brick allegedly told y'all a while ago when that story keeps changing? Every time you tell it, you add something to it. And like we just stupid and we not gonna see through that. That's the craziest. Again, I keep telling people, Scandalous Los Angeles solved it with his video talking to Greg Kading. He solved it then. Why are we even having this discussion still? How do you not know that's not CS2 back? Greg Kading's told you. He said Wack would even admit that. He would admit that's who he is in the paperwork. CS2 back. Then what are we talking about? Why are we still having this? He is in it. Come on, man. Y'all got to really wake the fuck up.
the thing is, even before 50 threw his weight in, Suge had already tried to sound the alarm. Suge had reportedly warned Birdman to watch Wack 100 because according to Suge, Wack is the one who is on the Fed's payroll.
I told you I'm doing my movie. I talked to you, and I told you I want you involved in it. But I'm not fucking with that trucker dude. That dude lied very aspect.
Suge warning hits differently when you realize he knew Wack from years in the game. And then this whole Big U situation came up. The 43-count indictment hit like a sledgehammer. RICO charges, extortion, wire fraud, and a whole list of heavy offenses. The feds also mentioned Big U was tied to a 2021 case involving the unaliving of a young musician, RW, but that piece didn't show up anywhere in the full 75-page indictment. Why? Word is, Nevada is handling that part separately. But here's what really got people's attention. The feds were literally pulling Wack 100 own Clubhouse rants and podcast clips as part of the evidence in that case.
So it looked good and it sounded good. But if you pull the indictment up, which we have it, is 75 pages of what they're actually indicting him on.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean,
Nevada's gonna
take that. Okay, so there's a RICO count.
That's when academics peeped it first. Academics didn't hold back either. In an interview, he told Wack directly he believed he tipped off Big U.
I will say, some of what you may have done may have helped with the timing, right? I think you.
What's that?
I think you tipping off Big U. I think that definitely.
I did what?
Now here's where it gets even wilder. Wack didn't deny it. He laughed. That's not the type of response you give when your name is being thrown around in a federal situation.
Plus, you're saying certain. I know you spoke to, or you got some information from the fam. Like this is like you should only know this if you're doing the investigation. But I get it. They told the people.
Now,
Look
this
at
isn't
Adam.
the first time
Look at
folks have
academic.
allegedly been looking at Wack 100 as a rat. Let's rewind the clock to 2006. Back then, Wack 100 and his brother got pulled over in Texas. Authorities found loaded heat, mags, and more in the car, while both men were convicted felons. This should have been an easy federal case. But somehow, the whole case got dismissed 5 years later.
Uda, salute, Uda, in the building. What up, my guy?
Bad search. The motion to
Appreciate you, bro.
In fact, denied. Instead, the case got dropped under something called the interest of justice. And if you know courtroom lingo, that phrase usually means one thing: cooperation. That alone had people looking funny at Wack. And after that, his access just blew up. Suddenly, he's showing up everywhere, managing big names, dropping exclusive info, speaking like he got eyes and ears in every room. Meanwhile, people close to him started catching charges. But the funny moves didn't stop there. Reports say Wack was caught on a federal wiretap. Yup, a recorded call with a dude named Stutterbox, who's allegedly connected to a much larger case tied to the Main Street Mafia Crips. And what was Wack doing on that call? According to several sources familiar with the paperwork, he wasn't just talking, he was connecting dots. Some folks are even suggesting he was the one helping the feds piece the whole thing together.
Hey, what's Stutterbox?
Man, put
That's
that
nasty.
on Pyro.
But
Put that on Pyro. That's gonna be another story.
Now that we know how
Hey, what
Porky
Stutterbox
really
got to
sees
do with
fly.
He gotta,
Sorry, yo.
about that paperwork.
I'm looking for
You know
something.
exactly what I'm talking about.
You saying I'm on paperwork?
Yeah. Bro, am I lying? Put that on
Are
Pyro,
you
you
saying
not.
Wax on paperwork?
Put that on Pyro, you
Put
not.
that on 6-0 Wax
Put
on
on 6
paperwork.
Crip. You on paperwork. Put that on
On
Pyro,
6-0,
you not.
put that on
He put it on
Put that
6
Pyro,
now
on
you gotta
episode
produce
60.
it. Now
Put
you
that on
gotta
Pyro
produce
that you
it.
not on that case.
Produce it.
Put that on Pyro that
Now
you
listen
not
to
on that
Wack try to line
You know,
this
I'm the
up.
one got told
Listen
about
to
Put
him.
that on Pyro
On
that you didn't make
Pyro, I ain't on
statements.
none of them cases.
Put that on Pyro, you didn't make statements.
And this ain't the first time whispers like this circled around him. Remember when he and Birdman were tight? They even ran Cash Money West together. But things changed when Wack began managing Tekashi 6ix9ine. For a man already accused of federal cooperation, linking up with 6ix9ine was career suicide in the streets. In an interview, Wack said Birdman pressed him about the whole situation.
The one that then got on me the most, right, is Birdman. Yeah, I'm a dude to keep it 100. Ain't nobody bigger than the politics. That's my brother, and we get on each other. But Birdman, out of everybody, Birdman had got on my ass, like, on me. He told me how dissatisfied he is. He said, I love you, you my brother. I ain't never going to. You know that. We done been in the trenches together. But God damn it, just the way I feel.
Now, Birdman didn't go wild or make it public, but people noticed the way he started moving different, kept things distant, and that's all we need to know. But here's where it loops back to 50 Cent. Wack manages The Game, and everybody knows about the history between 50 and The Game. That beef was a mess, and instead of squashing it quietly, Wack started stirring it back up. He went on platforms talking greasy. He been straight up calling 50 out, saying wild things like 50's not really from the streets no more, and that he's protected by the industry. He even said 50 gotta check in whenever he lands in LA, basically suggesting that without clearance, 50 ain't safe in the West.
When I came in, I swear it was 50 and like 2 people. He was like 3 or 4 deep. Radio guys, like regular. So when I went over there, I said, yo, check this out. He's like, Wack, what's up? I said, man, game in the alley 50 deep. It don't make sense for you to restrict him from coming in, and then you gotta come out, and you got 50 out there waiting on you.
Now, Wack wasn't just talking reckless for no reason. There was a whole incident he brought up. He said him and his people pulled up to the SLS hotel trying to get at 50 directly.
Right by the Beverly Center. We thought we did. Somebody called us, told he was up there. I got up there. We came in.
How deep were you?
About 15.
15 people.
Yeah, we wasn't that deep.
But when they got there, according to Wack, it looked like a military
This
operation.
nigga such
He claimed 50
such
had a
a
security
liar.
team so heavy, it felt like they rolled with Navy SEALs holding machine firearms. That visual alone had folks online clowning, like, why would he even admit that?
We got up there, we came in, and shit. You had Navy SEALs with him. 2 in all directions. Probably about 6 of them. Walkies in their ear, vested, strapped to their thigh, bullies on them, semis on them, magazine cartridges. I said, yeah, he ain't slipping.
Today's not the day.
Nah, 50 move different.
When the big Meech and BMF talk came back into play, Wack had more
You
to
can
say.
hear the hate all in his
50's
voice.
portrayal of BMF in the media. Said
Straight
50
up.
is squeezing BMF dry, like he's milking the whole story for profit.
I think 50 know he helped build BMF up to the magnitude that it's viewed upon in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's already squeezed it for what he's gonna get. I think right now he's trying to burn it down.
Yeah.
So he can't continue anything with
Yeah.
it. That's what's coming.
But
Let me
here's where
see.
it
What'd he
gets real
say?
strange. While Wack's been all
Oh,
over the place,
okay.
tossing jabs left and right, 50 been
Let me
dead
do a
silent.
poll.
No slick
A
Instagram
questionnaire.
captions, no power memes, no trolling. And for someone who built an entire brand off internet
Let me
smoke,
see.
that silence was loud. That's when the whispers turned into real talk. According to several...
Hey, y'all, somebody give me a question for the
100
poll.
milligram generic Viagra for $7 from Friday Plans. I thought it was a scam, but I was wrong. Friday Plans made
Bruh. Somebody give me a question for a poll.
The silence ain't just strategic. It might be survival.
If y'all can, if anybody could think of a
Wack
good
is too close to some federal heat. That maybe just
question
maybe
for a
Wack
poll.
is
Let
trying
me
to
see
bait him
something real
into a
quick.
situation that could get legal fast. And just when the internet started catching on to that theory, the big U indictment drops. That's when all the pieces started looking like they really fit together. Because suddenly there's this massive federal RICO case, 43 counts deep, naming 18
The
members
fuck is
of
a
the Rolling
RICO?
60s. Now guess who wasn't on that list? Wack. But here's the part that got everybody side-eyeing. His voice is reportedly all over the supporting paperwork. This doesn't make a lot of sense because if you're that deep into the convo, but
Van
not
West, what up, bro?
that's when the question
I'm about to put up a poll question.
Wack came through with another bombshell. He claimed that Adam 22, founder of No Jumper, also got caught up in the whole RICO case. Now remember, Wack's a regular on the No Jumper platform, so this hit close. Wack called into the show himself and said
got
he
you.
just got
I got you. I see it.
with
I
his
see it.
attorney.
I had to
He
go
was
back
trying
up.
to get him down there quick, like he didn't want Adam doing any unnecessary talking. According to him, they came and picked Adam up that same morning and then circled back again.
What's up, man? I just called my attorney. Try to get him down there so Adam don't be doing no telling, bro.
Man, they saying Adam locked up all on the blogs. What's going on?
They came and got him this morning, bro. They doubled back. They came by and we try and have him out because he's supposed to go live today, right?
But then Wack threw in something else. He admitted he didn't know exactly what the feds were on Adam about, but he was sure they were pressing him about something.
A second, he don't have to, but they own him about something, bro. I don't know what they own him about, but they own him about something. And I don't know if they was trying to get something out of him, but I'm pretty sure come 4 o'clock, he gonna be here. My
The hell
attorney
is that?
me. They me that they're gonna definitely have him at 30 at the latest. So he'll be here at 4 o'clock. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a lot to say.
But just when it looked like things were getting wild, Adam 22 stepped in and shut the whole thing down. Said flat out he wasn't arrested. He also didn't waste time throwing some shade, saying Wack's got an overactive imagination and made it real clear he's not under investigation and he's not in any trouble for now.
Actually,
Yes,
to be
sir.
totally
Let
real,
me get my vote out the
he
way
called
right
me.
now.
I told him exactly what the Fed
Yeah,
said.
let me
I told
vote.
him, like, don't say anything. And then his way of not saying
I had to
anything
do
is
my
to
vote
call
off
into
the
news,
back.
basically
CS2
support the
back.
Completely misleading narrative because, you know, he just loves to cause chaos and everything. And from my perspective, okay, let's go viral. Sure. Post
For
it.
real, Uda.
It did help though.
That's a fact.
Y'all seen my face in here
Like,
when that
little bump?
nigga Wack was on the phone?
I mean, bro, if I was arrested, I feel like,
Like,
you guys
bro,
would
that
probably
nigga at
know.
home, bro.
I like that. I'm gonna start doing that
No
every
way.
time.
An agent of beautiful chaos.
But then he hit us with something that's low-key even more interesting. He admitted that the feds did show up at his place and spoke with his lawyer. According to Adam, the feds really wanted to get their hands on a cease and desist letter they received
Which
from
was
Big
cap.
U about a year ago. Yeah, the one demanding they take down a podcast episode where Loose Cannon supposedly said Big U had prior knowledge about what was going to happen to Nipsey before it actually happened.
That was the only contact I've had was the situation that I described last night, where basically the feds came.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do was drop off the subpoena for the cease and desist. So
where did Wack get the "you were locked up" thing at?
I don't know. He was just trolling, and then they just ran with it. They made a clip out of it, and it is what it is. It's not. I didn't even have communication with anybody in order to turn over anything. And all I want is like one email.
Listen to Adam just lie.
Pretty simple, cut and dry thing, you know. It's like my lawyer did tell me, like, you probably should not antagonize them, which I had no plans on, but
I mean, with the
that's my one note is do not antagonize the feds.
Adam also made it clear that there's nothing about the letter in the original indictment or criminal complaint. So to him, it's suspicious and really makes them wonder what exactly the feds are looking into when it comes to Big U. That's when the spotlight shifted right back to Wack 100, because he's the one who originally tried to drag Adam into all this mess. But the problem
dude
is
said there's a person named Darren Dupree.
Either. Yet he knows a lot, and that's when the internet started moving heavily on him. Folks started calling him Rat 100, and the comments weren't holding back at all. One user said Wack is a terrific informant, man of many talents, snitching being one of them. Another said, I never saw a so-called G that knows so much about the feds. That's not just jokes, it's years of suspicion boiling over. It's kind of weird that someone with no badge knows exact federal details, right down to who's talking and when. So what's your take? Do you think all these allegations thrown at Wack 100 true? Sound off in the comments. We're checking every single one. And if you're rocking with these real street stories and no fluff breakdowns, smash that like, hit subscribe, and click our next video to catch more just like this.
I mean, listen, great job, by the way, man. Hood TV, great job. I didn't get the connection of 50 Cent exposing Wack. I guess it was like in an indirect way or something. But yeah, salute to that though. Salute to that video. I just want to say, when it comes to Wack though, right, being an informant and all that, we're gonna go back. We're gonna run Most Scandalous Los Angeles TV from start to finish. The conversation between him and Greg Kading. We're gonna really listen to this. I'm hoping there's some people watching right now that have not heard this. That's who I'm targeting with this. You know what I'm saying? People who have not heard this yet. I want you to really listen to this conversation from start to finish. But let's point out some of the obvious things that should just tell you he's who he is and been that for a long time. He told us, and that's what's so crazy, because like the bigger channels, they hear everything, but when it doesn't put him in a favorable light, or it points out him being an informant, they miss that content. They catch all the other content though. They watch everything else. But how they I ain't heard academics of Adam talk about, you guys call yourself the exposers. Y'all give people paperwork, and if they rats, you expose them because you want to inform the people who they dealing with. That's what y'all said. Y'all the exposers. That's what y'all do. But you also know you was on the phone with a known informant who was working actively. Yep, on your arch rival, Big U, Dale Morrison. But your response to him telling you that he's working is, I told you that nigga was bad from the jump. And then we didn't get no exposure show. We didn't get not one exposure show exposing Dale Morrison as an informant. But they are the exposers. I thought that supposed to go across the line. It doesn't matter if that's your arch rival or not, because you can't say, well, duh, I didn't do that because that's my arch rival. Why would I tip them off? But then tip them off when you know that the feds is about to come raid the house. So you tip them off about this, the dead, unaliving of RW. And you call his wife to tell her faux bad. Y'all don't see the hypocrisy in that? Shit is mind blowing to me. It's amazing. It's amazing. Because I don't never hear academics or No Jumper, Adam, and none of them talk about that. Vlad either. Vlad be asking all the tough questions. He said, why you ain't asking about that, Vlad? For real, I'm just curious to know how does shit like that just sneak under the radar? That don't land on your desk. Like you don't have thousands of people sending this shit to you. You see it, you hear it, you know it. But everything here is not what people want it to be. It's what it appears to be, what it seems to be. It's just bullshit. It's what it is. Entertainment is what they say. But he really out here destroying people's lives, though. It's not entertaining. It's not just content. And I understand that this is the way it's been. That don't mean that it needs to stay this way. They gatekeep. For good channels out there like Actor Chucks and Uda and Dose of Reality TV, Scandalous Los Angeles TV, Street Certified, the channel I just played, they gatekeep for channels like that to really thrive in this space. Because what they want to do is independent, non-biased type of content, straight down the middle, call it like it is, but they don't want that. They don't want that in these spaces. They can't have it because they can't control the narrative and destroy people using it. This is a weapon that they use. And they use it on Big U. Took Big U down. And with all these brothers out here exposing the truths of these people, we still have people that be in denial. Oh, they can't believe it. Where's the proof? You can't call Wack a rat without the proof. Where's the proof? Where's the paperwork? Everything ain't paperwork. It's a little complicated than that. If you were working informant, how the hell do you think you're going to find that paperwork? That's just like thinking Wack could go pull 600 seal file. You're not going to see no paperwork. All you're going to see is the trail get to a particular part, and then it's a mystery. And then you have to fill in the blanks. Whenever you have a road that leads you like that, that's a known tale. Like, that's a known tale this person is telling. You follow their criminal history up until a certain point, and then you can't explain that gap. That should tell you everything you need to know. But these people still in denial. Okay. We're going to run most scandalous Los Angeles conversation with Greg Kading, and I really want y'all to really listen. If this is your first time, listen. Just listen. Take all your biases out of it. It's not personal. Just use your brain and listen. He tells you everything you need to know. Greg Kading does.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Today, we're going to let you guys hear what Greg Kading has to say about CS2 back. You're going to hear Greg attempt to shield his confidential source, but you're also going to hear him place Wack directly in the CS2 driver's seat. I'll interject a little throughout the interview, just to point out a few things. Other than that, I'm going to just let it play. Tell me in the comment section what you think. Now, Greg, this isn't about you. This is about Wack. I understand you have to do what you gotta do. But if he can bring you on Clubhouse to tell us all that stuff, I feel I should be able to ask some questions, so the people can be informed. So again, this has nothing to do with you. This is about Wack.
Yeah, I get it. No, and again, I'm not trying to get in the middle of whatever bullshit is going on between Wack and whatever bullshit's going on with Starbucks. I don't give a fuck about that beef. Whatever it is, they'll figure it out. I'm just going to tell you investigatively, we would have listed Wack, Cash Jones, in our paperwork. He would have been like target one, and his phone would have been target one. And so when we were looking at him,
Real quick, I had to come back to the mic. Now, let me show y'all how I dissected this shit. You can off the top tell that Greg Kading's biases in how he says their name. How they say, how he says Wack 100 and Stutterbox name. I'm going to just run it back just a little bit so y'all can hear how he say their names. You can hear the bias seeping off the phone or whatever they talking, however they doing it. You can just hear it seeping out of that device by the way he says their names. It's crazy.
he would have been like target one, and whatever it is, they'll figure it out. I'm just going to tell you, invest on between Wack and whatever bullshit's going on with Starbucks. I don't give a fuck about that beef, whatever it is.
I'm gonna run it back just a little bit back.
Trying to get in the middle of whatever bullshit is going on between Wack and whatever bullshit's going on with Starbucks. I don't give a fuck about that beef, whatever it is, they'll figure it out. I'm just going to tell you, investigatively, we would have listed Wack, Cash Jones, in our paperwork. He would have been like target one, and his phone would have been target one. And so when we were looking at him, we used particular language in our paperwork. So if we're writing the wiretap affidavit for his phone, we would say Cash Jones, also known as Wack. You were utilizing target number, whatever, which would be his phone. I think it was some 661 phone number. And that's just the language. Nowhere within the paperwork related to the investigation of Cash Jones, was he ever mentioned as a CS or an informant? Because he wasn't.
Okay. Now, Greg, we're talking about the case Stutterbox had against Shaquille O'Neal and the 7 Main Street Crips. When Wack brought you on Clubhouse, he asked you what would he have been referred to as in the paperwork.
And then in your paperwork, I don't know, how was I referred to? Was I referred to Wack, Cash Jones? They have this Back name. I don't know who the fuck Back is. I don't know. I know I've never had that moniker, but I don't know. Maybe it was some coded shit. Or how did you recall referring to me through all the paperwork when you guys were like listening in on my wiretaps? So like saying, okay, this is Wack, this is Cash Jones on the wiretap. What was I referred to in your, because I've never looked over that paperwork, never had a need to. What was I referred to?
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Katie starts college in the fall, so I'm gonna go back to when she was born and then open a 529 account for her. You sure you can manage the whole space-time continuum thing?
Larry! If Wack had nothing to do with Del Dog, Shaq, or any of the Main Street Crips, why would his name be being referred to in the paperwork at all?
So again, this is completely different investigation. We have to be real careful that we don't cross over these ideas, because when I said he would have been mentioned in the paperwork, if we're talking about Cash Jones's case, then we may have mentioned a CS, which would have been Stutterbox, saying these things about Cash that we investigated. There's that. Now, if Cash is asking me if his name was in the Main Street case, no, it wasn't. Now, if Cash is asking me if his name was in the Main Street case, no, it wasn't.
So we all know that Greg is not being truthful when he says that. We can clearly see Wack's government name, Cash Jones, all in this case. Hey, Christopher Love's boys, this shows you why you can't believe everything the police say.
Now, Exhibit 1, right there. Right there. He says his name was not in the paperwork, but his name is clearly right there, and that is the actual paperwork, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all can see it. Can y'all see it? See it. I just want to make, if there's people that's watching right now who didn't get a chance to see it, just give them a second to see it and go ahead and read it. Greg is lying right off the bat. His name is in the paperwork. Greg Kading, if let's just hypothetically speak here, if he was trying to shield or cover for an active informant of his in the past and in current or currently, however, because Wack is a busy man these days, but if he was trying to shield that person, if I'm thinking hypothetical, this is what they would do, right? This is what their job is, to shield. So he says that the name is not in the paperwork, not knowing that Scandalous has the paperwork. He's looking right at the paperwork. So lie number 1, right off the bat, we starting off on a bad foot.
This also shows you that the police are protecting Wack, as they would any other confidential informant that's in good standing with them, unlike Stutterbox. But I want you to hear what Greg says right after he said, Wack was not in the Main Street case at all.
There was no mention of cash in the Main Street case. There was no mention of cash in the Main Street case other than when he's trying to get a hold of Mark Stevens and in order to tell him that Box has been compromised.
Now, right there, Exhibit 2. In the paperwork, it says CS2 Back was trying to get a hold of Mark Stevens and Del Dog, rest in peace, to let them know that dude was compromised and he knows where he lives. That's what CS2 Back was doing. It was a kidnapping situation, right? They was going to kidnap him, do whatever they was going to, allegedly it was going to do something to him because of the tape that he claimed that he had of Shaq cheating on his wife. So Wack was calling them, let them know that he was bad and to give him the information. He got caught on wiretap doing that. And that's what got him involved in the case. That's all a fact. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and that's what the wiretap transcript said CS2 Back, or Wack, was calling Del Dog to do. Not Del Dog, but Mark Stevens.
See what you just did, though?
Yeah,
Lined him
I
up.
said Del Dog.
You said CS2 Wack. It doesn't say that, does it?
Now, why is Greg Kading acting like he don't know CS2 Back? He don't know that name, CS2 Back. Why is he acting like he didn't know how to say the name? CS2 Back.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it say CS2 Back?
Yes, it says CS2 Back.
Okay, well, do you know what you just said?
What did
Great
I say?
job, Scandalous.
CS2 Wack.
I meant CS2 Back.
Great job.
Because in your mind, and bear with me, no offense here, but I think you've already come to the conclusion that Back is Wack, and that's why that's such an easy mistake to make.
Well, the reason I think Wack is CS2 Back is because that's who Mark Stevens said he was talking to.
Well, nobody's disputing that. Nobody's disputing that Mark Stevens is saying that Wack is who he was talking to.
Now, your common sense, people, is telling you when he just said that statement that there should be nothing else to talk about unless you're trying to shield an informant. By no means is he going to ever say, okay, you got us, he's an informant, if he's trying to shield his informant. Common sense tells you that. Scandalous put him in a corner and made it look easy. It was easy the way Scandalous handled him. He made it look easy. Greg fell for every trap he threw at him. That's why I say this audio alone solved it. It solved it. It put the nail in the coffin. It should have. This shit should be worldwide, all over the place, if you're using common sense. And he made it look easy. He did something nobody else was ever to do. Deuce Sims did something nobody ever could pull off or achieve on this dude. He got the same officer that came and vouched for Wack to come back and admit that Wack is who the people are saying he really is. CS2 Back. He fell for it, but let's go.
But he's saying that that's Back. He is saying that Back is Wack.
How does Mark Stevens put that together? Show me how Mark Stevens has anything to substantiate that Back is Wack.
Anything to substantiate that Back is Wack. That was his Hail Mary. That was a Hail Mary play at this point, because there was nowhere else for him to go. So he had to throw that big ass word out there to say, where does he have something that's going to directly connect? He has the paperwork. He knows who he was talking to. He knows who he was talking to. What do you mean? What does he have to substantiate that? He knows. He has the paperwork. He was involved. We're talking about a millionaire, man. He deals with, he's an agent for the sports players, man. He out here making millions of dollars. What he got to lie for? He know who he was talking to. He know who the lawyer said back was. He know when they told him that they put that as back because he's a blood, and you said that y'all don't do that. He knows what he was told. And what's most important, he has the paperwork. You know the shit that everybody keeps saying, show me the paperwork? You know, everybody keeps saying, show me the paperwork. He showed the paperwork, man. If Wack was an informant, hypothetically speaking, in the paperwork, but he's an informant that does not want to be known as, he don't want his name as, because his life may be in danger, they're not going to put Wack 100 in the paperwork. And he's still working. So instead of them putting CS2 back, Wack, they put back. That's the best. That's the best they could have done for him. Because you got to put what's in the paperwork in the paperwork. Which makes me scratch my head. They could have put, why they didn't do, they could have put anything there. Why did they make it so close like that? Back and Wack. But that's exactly what they did. That's how Mark Stevens can substantiate that. Because he lived it.
In the paperwork, they put him as, back. B-A-C-K. And I kept asking the lawyer, like, who the fuck is, I ain't talked to no back. And they said, nah, that's Wack. But they put him as back because he a blood, so it's back.
That's a fact, Slim Gang.
This back also referred as confidential source number 2.
Yes, sir.
That's how. Right there. That's how he did it. Because he can read. He can comprehend. He knows what his attorney, what his lawyer told him. He knows who he was talking to. He knows who gave him the information. What else do Greg Kading's needs? What does he need? What else does he need? I'm telling you, this audio solved what everybody keeps questioning. And he made it look easy.
Offense to Mark, he doesn't know any better. But when we're writing official...
He doesn't know any better. You can't make this shit up.
Police reports. We don't play the gang game. We don't change language or change spelling because we are, part of the gang culture. We're not going to put Wack. We're going to put back because he's a blood, not a crip. And
blood, not a crip.
We don't. That's gang shit. We don't write as gangsters. We write as police officers and try to be as specific as possible.
Greg is saying they try to be as specific as possible, and that they don't do things like that. But we're all looking at a wiretap transcript where they did exactly that. They put a person named Back in the paperwork, and no one knows who Back is.
When you shop in the Safeway app, you can count on us to choose.
I was in the bathroom the last time, but you go get a bruh this time.
We don't change things in order to... So if Mark Stevens is thinking that, oh man, the cops just put this in there this way because he's a blood and not a crip, it's not how it works.
I hear you, Greg. But even without them doing that, the conversation with Mark Stevens and Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying the person who called him looking for Del Dog's phone number was Wack. Mark said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So why would they put some fake person that Mark has never ever talked to in the transcripts?
No, I get that. See, we are.
He made that look so easy. I get that. But what he's not going to say is, ha, you got me. That is Wack. CS2 Back is Wack. Because he's trying to shield him, man. He will never say that. You would never get him to say that. A judge would have to get him to say that. That he's going to try to take to the grave with him, man. But you have common sense, people. You don't need any more than what you're hearing right now on this audio. To those who still doubt, or maybe this is the first time you heard this audio, really listen to what he's saying. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description so you can go back and listen to it uninterrupted, and you can really just break it down. But really, it only takes a couple times to really listen to it. Because Scandalous, he put this together so well. I mean, really, he made it look easy. He ran circles around Greg Kading's. But let's go.
Totally in agreement. The conversation is whack, obviously. The conversation
Listen to him.
is whack, obviously.
The conversation is whack, obviously. The conversation is whack, obviously. So the conversation that Mark Stevens was on the phone with Wack when Wack was trying to give him Stutterbox information and let him know that he was bad, and in the paperwork they have that conversation under the name CS2 Back, because if he's an informant and a working informant, they're not going to put Cash Jones in the paperwork. What good would that do the government? How good would that be for the feds to have his name in this paper, in this case that's a big profile, high profile case now? Oh yeah. There's a lot of layers involved in this case. Because you have to remember that whoever CS2 Back was, he was previously working for something and doing something else. Also, he just got caught on this wiretap. You know, that would blow. It would, if he got exposed at that moment, it would have exposed a lot of if you follow me. So no, they're not going to put Cash Jones in this paperwork. But Mark Stevens knows who he was talking to. He knows what that person said, who it was, what they wanted, what it was about. Not just off of memory, muscle, brain memory. He has the paperwork. Hence how Do Sims and them now has the paperwork. How Big U seen the paperwork. Remember, Big U, stop. I don't care what Wack says. Of course he gonna say something different than what Big U say, because he's a liar. But Big U said he seen the paperwork and said, I can't mess with that dude no more. And went about his day. That's because the paperwork told him everything he needed to know. It's indisputable. So why is Vlad and the academics and them not talking about this? Can we get this to them, please? Can we really send this shit to them all over they Reddit and they pay and have them run this video, this one video right here? They don't need to run nothing else. Just run this one video. And have Wack explain himself. Yeah, go get the previous conversations he didn't have when he brought Greg Kading to Clubhouse. You can run them too. Run them first. Then I want you to run this video. And have him explain this video. But don't turn it into a echo chamber though. Use your brain. You know?
Obviously. But this explanation of Wack being back, there's nothing to substantiate that other than...
Now I'm going to pause right here because I want to make sure you guys didn't miss what just happened. I
Wake
told
it up.
Greg that Mark Stevens said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So I asked Greg why would they put somebody in the paperwork that Mark Stevens doesn't know and has never ever spoken to in his life. I'm going to play it again so you can hear how he evades my question. I hear you, Greg, but even without them doing that, the conversation with Mark Stevens and Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying the person who called him looking for Del Dog's phone number was Wack. Mark said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So why would they put some fake person that Mark has never ever talked to in the transcripts?
No, I get that. See, we are totally in agreement. The conversation is whack, obviously. The conversation is whack, obviously. But this explanation of Wack being back, that doesn't, there's nothing to substantiate that other than a misunderstanding of how the police write reports or a misunderstanding of a lawyer, you know, because I'm...
So this is where Scandalous Los Angeles gave him the rope, and then he just put it around his neck and just said, Scandalous, kick the chair. Just kick the chair. I don't even want to do this shit no more. Greg Kading's, he getting gray hairs in places he would have never thought he was getting them because Wack got this nigga pulling his hair and stressing and the pressure having to always answer this and this coming up because he keeps running his mouth. He just threw the towel in. He said, man, you know what? I'm done with this shit, man. You know, just whatever. Y'all think what y'all want thing. That's what that moment was right there. Because how so what are we saying? We saying that there was two people who called Mark Stevens? Was it two people who called and was saying that Stutterbox was all bad? So we got Wack that did it, and then there was this mystery person. I guess I'm assuming that's who CS2 Back really is. And they did identically the same exact thing, the same exact way. Mark Stevens thought that was Wack, but it was really the other guy. And he does amnesia is kicked in or something. He mistaken who he talked to. Cause I don't ever hear him say, yeah, man, it was a couple of people that called in. You know, it was one was Wack who called me to tell me that Stutterbox was bad. Then it was this other person that's the real CS2 Back. I don't never hear that come out of, I've never heard that in this whole, there was multiple people who called him to tell him that Stutterbox was bad and where he lived at. I only heard it was one person, and that one person is CS2 Back. And we just all heard Greg Kading say that's who called him. Wack. It was Wack. But yeah, Wack called him. Wack called him, and Wack was tipping him off, and Wack was gonna give him the address. But outside of that, there's no other way you can make the connection that that's CS2. That nigga gave up at that moment. I'm telling y'all, Greg Kading said, I can't do this no more. Take me out my misery, Scandalous. Please take me out my misery. And that's exactly what Scandalous did.
I'm telling you, and I don't know how much more I can emphasize this. Cash Jones was not an informant on the Main Street case.
I'm with you on that. But you're agreeing that in the transcripts we have, it's Wack that Mark and Dell are talking about in the conversation they're having. Right?
Yes. And I think Wack admits that. And I think Wack admits that.
No, he didn't know. No, Wack doesn't admit that. Actually, I think we need to get a refresher. If we can get that question to Reggie, right? Since, you know, he's the one who gives him that platform to lie on. I wonder if we can get that question to Reggie. Does he admit that he is CS2 Back? Does he admit to it? Do he admit that that's him on that phone? Trying to get in contact with Mark Stevens? Oh, he does admit that. He tells him, I talked to dog. Yeah.
This whole thing with Back, you know, it would have just been...
This is crazy.
Typically just left alone, CS2, because the investigators all know who CS2 is.
So why'd they put Back?
Aren't they supposed to type exactly what they hear the person say?
But that's not what you're reading. You're not reading... Pardon me, I'm getting... So your conversation is...
He got that boy wound up.
Right?
Right. And they're using his name as they're talking. The boy Back wants your phone number. The person who transcribed the wiretap is typing that Mark is saying Back. But Mark is saying that he was not saying back. He was saying whack. And you already agreed that these guys are talking about whack right here, but it's just using the name back until the last paragraph. In the last paragraph, Mark Stevens actually says the whack boy.
Okay, so he's talking about whack.
Okay.
There is no back. There is no back. That's all I can say.
That's all I can tell you. That's when he said, nigga, I am done with this whack. Good luck. You are on your own, brother. All I can tell you is there is no back. He ended it on, I didn't lie. I kept it real. I kept it solid right there. There is no back. Because back is really whack. So they either made a typo or they changed the letter because of his gang affiliation, which you already stipulated in this video. That's something that they do not do. Man, come on, man. This is all people need to hear. You shouldn't need any more. It should not be no if. We need more paperwork. The paperwork is here. If you think you're going to find paperwork that says Cash Jones is an informant, you will never find that. You're never going to find it. Ever. He's been really good hiding in plain sight. But them covers is pulled, man. Them covers is pulled back. CS2 back to be exact. But I really hope I got people who have never heard this listening to this right now. I really do. Because really, this is all you need to hear. In my opinion. Because you can't dispute what you just heard. You just heard Greg Kading try to lie, manipulate, get frustrated, get out of his body. Not because he's frustrated that Scandalous is wrong in manipulating the content or what or the language of what he's reading or what the situation is. It's because he's hitting him with nothing but the facts. Because he's getting the information firsthand. Undisputable information. Mark Stevens. He's getting what Mark Stevens said from Mark Stevens. Not from what little Joey, little cousin said. No, he's getting it from Mark Stevens. Then he's getting it from what the paperwork says. Ouch. It's hard to fight something like that. That's the truth. It's like it's the book, it's the doctrine, it's the Bible. It's right there. What are we talking about? How do you hear this and still question if he's working or has worked? It's right there. Why do you think he avoids talking about it? And when he does, the story changes. I've not heard him directly respond to Greg Kading's video right here. His excuse is going to be because it's from Scandalous Los Angeles. I don't give a damn who Greg Kading sat down and talked to. He just told the people that you are CS2 back, sir. Can someone put a mic in his mouth? What's your response, sir? How do you feel about that? I haven't heard on Pyru one time at Greg Kading's. All he said at the end of the day, there's no back. There's only, I'll let Scandalous tell you.
So there you have it. Greg Kading says Del Dog and Mark Stevens are talking about Wack in the wiretap transcripts. And at the same time, he is saying Wack isn't back. He said there is no back. When I asked him why would they put the name of some fake person in the paperwork, who Mark Stevens didn't know, he didn't answer me. Hey, somebody hit Compton Rick Rock up and tell him that he should remix that Ain't No Bumpton joint. Tell him to name the remix Ain't No Back. Because Greg Kading said there's no back. If Greg is saying there is no back, but the conversation being had in the wiretap is about Wack, then this shouldn't read CS2 back. It should actually say CS2 Wack. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell to receive notifications in the future.
That's a fact. And I'm going to need y'all to do that. Salute the Scandalous Los Angeles TV, of course, always. Always. I just wanted to go back to that from what we listened to earlier. For me, it's important for that video to continue to keep being played because I want Scandalous, I want Active Chucks to get the proper credit because they've been exposing this dude for a very long time, and they actually connected the missing pieces, the dots. They actually did the connection. They made it known that he's been working. Because you do have other people that are in this space that's trying to claim that it was them who did it, and they don't care about what he did in the past. We all know that. No, we don't all know that. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't believe that. See, that's what they want people to think, that you know, why do y'all keep running that content, repeating that content? That's getting old. It's getting tired of putting it out there. I'm trying to grab this link real quick. You know, the people that are getting tired of listening to it, they don't have to listen to it. But it's those out there that haven't heard it. It's those that still are in denial, are confused. This gives them the opportunity to hear it and hear it from a different perspective. And the job is never done. See, the ones who don't want that to be repeated, don't want that to be said, is because they want to erase that out your memory. Because they want to change the narrative and try to clean and polish him on up. That's not going to happen. Them days is over. No, them days is over. That content will be played over and over and over until it don't need to be no more. Until that day, and that day ain't no time soon. So until that day comes, we're gonna keep reminding the people where it all started, how we got here today, how you were able to put the pieces together so easy. Shit, pay homage. Ain't nobody trying to take credit for what somebody else now is discovering and putting together. You did that. But pay homage. Be respectful. Tell it like it is. We wouldn't be here today without Active Chucks, Scandalous Los Angeles, Do Sims, and Yael. That whole squad. We wouldn't be here today. I don't think. People still be out here dumbfounded to what's going on. It's just too disrespectful out here, man. Just pay homage, man. Ain't nobody trying to claim what you got, what you done recently discovered and put together, man. Good shit. Do your thing. But to try to, rewrite history is crazy. Talking about one incident, we talking about multiple incidents. We talking about the biggest cover that we have ever seen in our lifetime. Back to the Tupac and Biggie murder. This shit deep. Oh, this shit deep. And these are all the same players that's playing in that conspiracy. All these same players. And they out here connecting the dots. Just pay homage, bro. You ain't got to be disrespectful. You ain't got to rock with it. But get them flowers where them flowers is due. So, last night, Loose Cannon, man, he called in. Loose Cannon speaks to Adam 22 about Wack 100 disrespecting his wife, Sharice Mills. I don't know why I can't talk to that. Sharice Mills. Yeah, I did hear this I did hear it, but I really, I was doing something else. I really wasn't into it. So we're gonna re-listen to this again, man. I want to hear what Loose Cannon is, because last night I didn't like that energy, but I do think maybe it was because he got caught off guard with it, But it's hard for me to really believe that Sharice didn't already update him on everything and anything that was said. You know what I mean? But like I said, hey, it's all could be just a play. who knows, right? Who really knows? So let's listen to it.
Crazy and doing all the extras.
I'm talking crazy and I'm in jail.
Hey, Sharon, 100%. I've been saying that for a long time, bro. He should have never called dude Sims a snitch. That's where it all started. I've been saying that and saying that and saying that. That's where it all started, bro. That was his downfall. That was his downfall. Let's go.
I mean, who's doing the extra? Wack is my guy. I don't understand what's going on that's out there that he have
That kid music in the background.
with people on my team or whatever like that. It's just like if people running content or whatever, I'm in here. What can I do? You get what I'm saying? He knows that. So it's like, what is the point of getting mad at and saying don't talk to me or anything like that? What I'm doing to Wack?
Okay, this is what he wrote on Instagram about you and Sharice. He wrote, I'll put it on the screen for the people. He said, for the record, I don't owe you or nobody else a dime. You continue to overstep your boundaries with men and disrespect. You have one more time to play with my name, and I'm going to remind y'all I'm going to remind you that y'all came to me for the plugs, not the other way around. This ain't your lane.
Do you have a business that makes at least $200,000 per year in top line revenue and has been around for at least 2 years?
You're on a mission to start a war between two men. All you got to do
federal prison.
All you got to do is try me. I ain't the godfather to shit. Count me the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. You're dumb in the brain. Damn camera turned you into something else. Hashtag mistress. Now, talk about the OnlyFans. Leave me the fuck alone, please, before I get on bullshit.
Yeah, so, okay, so let's talk about the OnlyFans.
He's calling out Sharice with that. He's saying that she's putting shit between him and him.
Yeah, so we can talk about the OnlyFans thing.
The OnlyFans thing. Luce, I saw Sharice chewing on your balls. I hope that was you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So, yeah, so all that stuff is out the window. She was doing it, and then I told her once we got married, all that stuff is gonna stop. We had fun with it, and that's it. You know, things get leaked, but it is what it is. And then after that, I mean, it ain't no shame getting head from your wife. You get what I'm saying? If you put it on camera, we put it on camera. Dead homies. What's wrong?
By all means, hey, I'm a fan. I support that kind of movement.
Yeah, so that ain't a bad thing or whatever, but Wack and Sharice is just going back and forth over there. I had a talk with Sharice earlier, but the plugs and stuff like that, it's like we help each other. Like, when it came down to, like, I made money with Wack, Wack made plenty money with me. So it's like, what is this? The high show thing? I know he did the no jumper shit and stuff like that, and it started it off, but I made my own way too. You get what I'm saying?
By all means.
Discredit me. Can't discredit my wife. She's doing her stuff too.
But you think that she's trying to turn you and Wack against each other? Or I felt like you were already kind of having these anti-Wack feelings from the beginning, because let me just hit you with a narrative. Is that a lot of people think that, and in particular Trap Lord Ross, they think that you saying that you were falling out with Wack over the fact that he reported on the cops raiding your house when you allegedly got swatted or whatever, they think that that was all a cover because you actually were mad at Wack for basically getting Big U caught up, because you knew that you were going to get caught up as a result of some of the shit that Wack, or that Big U and you did together.
No, me and Big Useless didn't do anything. Me and Big Unisex never did not one thing together. So
you robbed the weed shop, or you extorted him, right?
No, never robbed no weed shop.
Wow.
You know that.
Wow.
I guess.
Crap like that.
Wow.
Well, I guess Wack is primarily mad because you guys are kind of trying to like finesse money out of him, I guess, or like trying to paint the narrative
but
that
that's money out of who? Out of Wack?
I guess.
That's crazy. Well, how are we gonna get money out of Wack? We got our own money. I don't know. We got our own businesses. We got our own houses. We got our own property.
I'm being told that last night, Wack, Sharice was saying that Wack needs to start supporting more.
No, well, she don't. Wack don't have to do anything.
That's false. You need to go listen to the interview. I never said that.
I do. I'm on stream, but
That's
I do
false.
need to check that out.
Yeah, you should
When
have.
you check that out, you'll see I never did. Academics asked a question and I answered it. And I never said he needs to. I never said I'm looking for it. I never asked for nothing. I said
I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to make sure the value wasn't crazy just now, but she snatched right here. She was I know y'all. It sounded like it was nervousness in her voice, and it could have been that, but I think she's pissed. She was pissed off what some of the things Wack was saying, because you know how he do. You know how he'll come at him, motherfucker. I made you. Type of energy. So she was pissed. You could tell right here that that's why I'm like this. I don't think it's a play. I think some of the things that how they present things maybe the play, but what she said right here to me sound like she was really pissed.
I actually said we are not ones to ask for a handout. If you want to support Cannon, go to itsloosecannon.com and purchase a t-shirt, stream his music. Those are the things I said. Ack is the one that instigated and asked certain questions. And truth be told, it wasn't even what it was when he had talked to Wack. And Wack just went big on big for no reason. And I just feel like he's a big bully. And at this point, I don't want anything to do with him. He can go ahead and suck my motherfucking invisible dildo at this point.
Invisible dildo.
I'm part of a legacy. My father and brothers served in the military. As a second generation service member, I wanted to elevate my career.
That's a lot. I don't think Ack wants to suck that. But wait,
No, I wasn't talking about Ack, sweetie. I was talking about Wack. Okay, because he likes to bully women. He likes to bully women, and it's not okay. He would never say those things if my husband was out of jail. He would never. Okay?
You think Wack is scared of loose?
I don't know what he is. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth just like how Ack was. I never said that. But I know for a fact he wouldn't have done that if Cannon was out of jail. Okay?
Because he's scared of him, right?
No, I didn't say that either. What I'm saying is he should have never disrespected me publicly. He could have called me. He said those things and all that and talking about my last check was from him. No. It's the other way around, sweetie. You made a commission off of my check. So I paid you. How about that? Okay? Let's get that straight. All right? You're not even supposed to be talking about that publicly. So let's get that straight too. Like, don't disrespect a woman. Because I definitely won't disrespect yours or anything with you. I never disrespected you. We actually showed mad love to him on that interview. When Cannon got on the live, he actually said, Wack's my guy. I love him. So if he really wanted to, he could have listened to it. I actually even joked and was like, yeah, he's like his mistress. They're hot. They're cold. They argue like they're together. That wasn't a diss. That wasn't me being disrespectful. That was me saying how close they are. Like I'm like, damn, you always on the phone with Wack. Like I'm, like he's your side woman. It wasn't like I was disrespecting him or making it seem like saying he's a fucking bitch.
Huh? I don't know how she thought he was going to take that okay. But I can really tell right now who wear the pants in this relationship, because when Adam said, because he's scared of him. See, that I would have, I don't care where I was at, in the box, in Zimbabwe, I don't really give a F. Nigga, I would have jumped off that phone like, respectfully, Adam, don't do that. Don't try to gaslight shit. Just relax, my nigga. If I was loose, I would have been like, relax, my nigga. I'm about to tell on a couple of people I'll be out soon. You got it fucked up. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Let me leave loose cannon alone. No, but for real, I would have said something though. Like, wait. Don't gaslight this shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying he's scared or anything like that. I'm a man like he a man. If I was out, I seriously doubt he'd be talking like that. Because if he did, then we would have to see about that. It ain't about somebody being scared. It's about, do you really want them type of problems or not? You know? Because shit may not go the way it used to go for you. You know? So for him to play to throw that out there, gaslighting the shit, that shit corny. I don't think that's it's a couple of things he said, but he said earlier in that moment right there, like that shit really corny. You know, like the invisible dildo, like that shit's so corny. I don't know. I don't get why people. I mean, that probably used to be something people used to like. You know, because it was new or something new. It was entertaining. It was like, oh my God, the wow factor. But that shit is not wow no more. That shit is. I don't know.
No, I didn't say that. What I was saying was they're so close and they bicker like they're together. That's what I said. But people get in their feelings and got their panties in a fucking up their ass like a thong. Want to act like a little bitch. You want to call me a bitch? Then you're a bitch too. And nobody's trying to start a war between two people. I'm not trying to do that, and you know that. All right? And best believe if you don't want to be his godfather, trust me, I didn't ask you to. That was canon, sweetie. Okay? I didn't ask you to be my son's godfather. He's well taken care of and probably got more money than you right now. So I don't want to hear that shit.
I didn't realize that he was that was that serious. That he's the godfather.
I didn't give him that title. Canon did. And even truth be told, I am
He on your bumper, Muddy.
He never not once gave my son a diaper, and you got a diaper company, and I'm not asking for it either. I never asked for anything from this man. Never. Okay? Never asked a thing from this man. And I don't expect it either. Okay? They offered before Callie was born. They even said, oh, you know, Callie could, you know, be the face of Incredible Diapers. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, when it was the baby shower, oh, change your diapers to Incredible Diapers on the registry. Don't put Pampers. I'm like, okay, cool. I still did it anyways.
Well, I guess Wack is saying that he's not the godfather.
Well, that's cool.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Salute to the chat, because I got new people pulling up in the chat, and I love to shout out the chat. Not only be disrespectful like that to the chat. R-Box in 1108. Salute. Gas in the building. What up, Gas? What's your name here? Sister. Okay. Muddy still in the building, talking crazy. Wu-Tang on his neck. I see that. Who just pulled up? Walter Parsons, my guy. Salute, my guy. Salute. We just in here cooking, going over these morning topics. Back to it.
Thank you. No problem. You did me a favor, because I didn't want to denounce you from being the godfather anyways, because you're not.
Denounced.
Was Wack there when you gave birth?
Terrell Stokes. Yo.
Because I had COVID, he couldn't come see me or nothing. So
Snake Ash Eddie boy.
Oh shit. Okay. Sharice, let me ask you this: does it bother you at all that people are leaking your OnlyFans content on Reddit and whatnot?
Absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I put it up. But what bothers me is when people's motives are to be revengeful and do it in a negative way. Best believe, listen, my body is tea. I don't give a crap if you want to do that. But what's going to happen is if you're doing it in a form of revenge and trying to do it in a malice way, that's when it becomes a problem. And that is actually a crime. And those who are doing it are getting handled. It's already in the works.
Ooh, it's a whole lot of telling going on. Boy, it's a whole lot of telling going on. Listen to me, y'all. Listen with a double bruh. For this to be a gumbo pot of so much gangsterism, there's a whole lot of telling involved in this. It's a whole lot of telling going on. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Gangsters, let's be real with this. As far as what I know, because I don't gang back. But I grew up around it. I grew up with it in my family. And what I remember is the gangsters didn't have a female with them that wasn't gangster. They wasn't with a female that would be quick to, get the laws involved. They only picked the soldiers, the female soldiers, to be on their side. Someone they Bonnie, they Clyde, someone that they can trust. I'm just saying there's just been a lot of telling with the so-called gangster wives or these gangster ninjas. Have y'all noticed that? I heard something from R&B. Sound like she might be doing some ready to do some telling. But these the wives of these gangsters. Y'all noticing? Are y'all peeping this shit? Am I tripping? When did that change? When did that change? I don't even gangbang again. I don't know if I told y'all. But no, for real, my wife though, she ain't about to do no telling. If I was to do something, if something was to go down, she ain't doing none of that. Zero. So it just blows my mind to see these gangsters with all these women that's willing to work and cooperate and tell and talk to them authorities. That's just different. I've never seen something like this, quite like this before. I didn't seen it where, you know, they played the role like, you know, I would never tell, I would never do that. I got your back, boo. And then she at the precinct writing everything down for him. Like, y'all ain't even got to write it. I'll write it down. I'm going to tell on everything. Muddy. I'm going to tell on First Pick. I'm telling on everybody. Nigga, everybody catching cases. But you be shocked because you didn't see it coming because everything this person has said was the opposite of that. But not today. They telling you. At least they being honest. At least they ain't hiding it from you. Nigga, I'm riding with you until it's time for me to tell on you. Crazy. Salute First Pick.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, I saw the clip.
Yeah, R&B ready to tell.
And I had a good old time.
Look, Adam loves that sick shit.
Blood pressure went through the roof.
That's great because I know I do a good job. That's how I got the ring, sweetie. Listen.
I need a girl like Selena.
Because I'm a freak. Okay, I do freaky things. I love what I do. I love pleasing him in all ways, all shapes and forms, and best believe he does the same. Clearly, he got some good.
Is that TMI? Is that TMI?
Okay, so
I just learned that word.
Trust me, it ain't.
Is that TMI? My daughter says that all the time. Both of them. Is that TMI? That's what I know.
Just all talk. He actually walks the walk too. So we were a match made in heaven.
Wow, did you say
a match made in heaven is hilarious, y'all. That is hilarious. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna stop it though.
Luce as being some sort of like pathological liar. How do you feel about that?
No, I haven't even watched it. Honestly, I don't really watch these things. So I only watch things that people send me, and nobody sent me that. And whether or not he's a pathological liar or not, if that's true or not, clearly, you know, there's some truth to some things. I know everybody was doubting that even Lil Durk was going to be on our podcast interview this past Sunday. And look what happened. We made history, okay? We made history. Durk never did an interview since his arrest. And look, the first one to do it. So y'all go eat that.
Eat that. Yo, okay.
Maybe eat my ass too, because if you're going to watch that video, I'm sure a lot of y'all over there jerking off to my videos.
Yeah, put me in line. But okay, so I would no disrespect to Luce, but
thank you.
So how do you feel about that the IBM hoodlum guys basically pushing an angle that basically Wack is trying to put the no jumper fight video out there, hoping that there will be charges associated with it or something like that. Are you totally fully like in line, in communication with the IBM fan base?
Honestly, no. Listen, they do what they do. I've already, I call them and I say, hey, listen, Wack don't like this. Hey, listen, I got to call on this. They are grown. They're going to do what they want to do. At the end of the day, ain't nobody trying to be, that's why they're saying, Sharice called me and you guys are crying what we posting. Of course, you tell me to call them and stop them. If they choose not to stop, they choose not to stop. That's on them. They're just like everybody has freedom of speech and want to go and bash and talk and discredit my husband. They could do what they want to. It's fair game. You guys condition.
And I just want to stop right there and jump in and say I agree with her on that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cause they not stupid. They see ghosts doing his videos going at them. They hear what's going on the 100th floor with Wack right there in the room. They continuously taking shots at him. His whole team around him taking shots. His secret weapon YouTuber taking shots. They see all of that. You know what I'm saying? So his team supposed to stand down while your team stands up? Yeah, like she said, it's all fair and love and war. Like your team keep taking these shots, subliminal and direct shots. Then we gonna let our team run wild too. Tell your team to stop, my team to stop. But we already know that this relationship is over because it's getting closer to the reality that this no jumper incident is about to come to a halt by arrest coming, and I don't know, I don't have no information, but I'm just speculating that there was some telling that is going on in real time. Who's telling on who? If they tell it, I don't know. I'm not privy to that information, so we're not gonna jump out there and just say we know. But what I can speculate though is that there's definitely been some telling, and that in turned his campaign to negative. something is going on behind the scenes that really done escalated this feud between people who used to be, brothers and teammates and godfathers and all that, disrespecting the movie Godfather. This shit crazy.
But you can't take it.
Al Pacino wouldn't have did this.
You're gonna have to take it when it comes. It is what it is. And you want to say it's war now? Okay, then go ahead. Go and get your best battlefield gear on. I could care less.
Yeah, I know they do.
Nothing you can say or do to me that'll hurt me, sweetie. I'm straight where I'm at.
Okay, this is my other main question as well. Is if Luce is of the opinion that Brick is some kind of snitch, and then Dirk is at least in theory supposed to be cool with Brick, wouldn't Dirk not want to get on a call with Academic and have his first time speaking to the public be on a call with somebody who's also pushing the line of accusing Brick of being a snitch? Like, to me, that almost feels like some kind of like slight Brick diss on behalf of Dirk.
I wouldn't say that because first and foremost, Kenan didn't say Brick was a snitch. Okay, let's not put words in his mouth.
Oh, that's what I'm being told. I don't want you. That's
no, he never said that. So let's clear.
Why
that
you shouldn't
up.
say things that you was told?
If you heard what Dirk said on the interview, he said, "I don't care who has a problem with who or what the issues are. If I'm cool with them, I'm cool with them," and that's a fact. That's it. And that's where it's gonna sit. He doesn't care what mess or ish dramas or who don't like who or what. If he's cool with Kenan, he's cool with Kenan, and that's it.
Okay, cool.
All right, I was hoping that he would have called back by now, but he didn't. But thank you for taking the time, Adam. Ain't nobody gonna stop no calls or no nothing, okay? Best believe nobody made anybody. Nobody made anybody, okay? I've been somebody before I met even my husband. I've been somebody before I met them. You manage people. Just because you manage someone or work with someone don't mean you made them. You work for them and get a check. That's just how it is. You don't make someone. Okay, there's no such thing as of creating an artist nowadays. The artist is already there and you just manage them. Nobody's building a bear no more. It's not a build a bear situation. Okay, we all adults here. You didn't get me when I was 15. So let's get that straight.
Got it. No, for sure. All right, appreciate you calling in.
All right, thanks, Adam. God bless.
Much love. Thank you.
She was like, "Thank you." Yeah, thanks, Adam. Thank you. They got about that phone real fast. Oh no, I want to hear about that. Yeah, man. So yep, that was interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I can hear. I don't know what she said, but salute to that queen right there, because that sounded. I don't know, man. I just like how Hispanics be talking. They talk Spanish. Love it. I love it. Makes me melt. But what y'all think, man? You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that, man? Do anybody think that is a play? I will say, whether it's a play or not, I will say I definitely agree with her on, your team, y'all out there taking big shots. Big shots. Shit. Checkout time. It's checkout time. It's checkout time. Hey, no shade, Ghost. No shade, but man, every time I see you do that shit be having me dying. It's checkout time. It's checkout time. Oh man, but there's whole team out there, boy, they taking shots. Why is this right here? See, when I'm trying to move fast, little pop-ups on my computer just be popping up, and I think it's because of Muddy. Muddy done hacked my goddamn internet, man. This is nasty work. Man, with friends like Muddy, who need enemies, right? Drew V. Oh, I ain't even on the chat. Let me get to the chat where it's at. Chop it up with my people in the chat until I get to this next video. I had until Yeah, I had it until Muddy didn't hack my shit, man. Come on, hey Muddy, don't do that, bro. Be respectful, okay? Stop being what was the white boy name? Ed Snow. What was his name? The hack dude who got extradited or whatever. What was his name? That's what my man Muddy over here doing. Muddy full of shit though. Trying to slow down the process. What's going on? Let me see what's going on in the Chisnat. Oh, I ain't even on the damn thing, man. Damn. Where am I at? Right here. Here we go. So look, I just seen this. I was looking for something else, but I just seen this, and we're gonna run this. Big homie CC. Big homie CC is getting that Blueface about something on Cam Capone News. I don't know what's that all about. Let me see what that's all about. What they talking about? I just want to say, man, salute to everybody that pulled up on this live, man. I definitely appreciate the love and the support that I get. Y'all already know I do. My channel ain't nothing without y'all. My channel is y'all's. We all have ownership in this channel. The ones who continuously support it. So you already know how I feel about that. This is just y'all. This is as much y'all channel as it is mine. And I appreciate all the love and the support that I get. To the minds that come through every single time and rock out with me in the chat, I appreciate it. Uda pulled up again. Uda on the go. Salute to my brother Uda on the go, man. So much love to that brother, man. Go show his page some love. Active Chucks, of course, one of the first ones to pull up this morning. Salute to bro. He always pull up. Go to his pages and show him some love. They out here doing a lot of good work in these YouTube streets, man. Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Also, Astro's in the building. Savage Astro. Salute. I gotta hit you up when I get off of here. Drew V is in the building. Phoenix Fofo in the building. First Big D Twins in the building. Man, the poll is at 91 votes. I ain't even read the poll. Why ain't nobody telling me to get on my thing? See, this right here is overwhelming to me. You know what I'm saying? It's Wack the Feds. It's Wack CS2 back. 98% of y'all. 98% of y'all say yes. 91 votes. That's a lot of votes. 91 out of 91, 2. And that was the Wack minions, whoever they were. Whoever those two were. Kid the Barber, I need a fade actually. Salute to you, bro. I wish you was around the corner and somewhere in my proximity. Stand on the media, read your post. I just did, Queen. I just did. You must be delayed. Yeah, you must be delayed. Yeah, again, man, salute to the chat, bro. Real love, real appreciation. I really do. We family. We family. Just know that. So the title in this video is Big Homie CC and Big Dugard CC go off on Blueface over his affiliation with Wack 100. Now this should be good. This should be good. Special Agent Jones is on the job. That's a CS2 fact. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get to the video.
Cause when what's his name? Who? When Blueface gone, right? I'm trying to crack his head, crack his mouth.
Again, Lenny, I just seen you pop up in my chat. Salute to you, Queen. Salute to you, Queen. Lena Love just pulled up. I've never seen you in my chat before, I don't think, unless I might have forgot you. But if this is your first time, thank you, Queen. I appreciate you pulling up and showing love in the chat. Salute to you. I hope you enjoy the stream. Let's get to it.
Now let's talk about that.
Respect,
the man
King.
Blueface trying to crack his mouth. Has a white slave owner.
Oh wow.
Tattooed on his face, man.
Oh wow.
That ain't crazy to nobody.
Oh wow.
Who's he got a tattoo on his face?
He got
George Washington.
Oh
the
wow.
man was a slave owner. It's because Blueface ain't even do nothing. He's just guilty by association. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I feel like, bro, I'm fucking him up just because. For real? Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Blueface.
Damn.
That's the campaign.
That's what you want? Well, whatever you want, I'm with you, man. Like always. We've been doing this shit a long
Nobody play
time.
no Blueface anyway. Who the listen to Blueface?
What dude said? What was this song?
So I hold on before we change topics, man. When I was interviewing Bompton G Uno,
my boy,
he said he ran into Blueface in jail.
Yeah.
And he said the Blueface wasn't looking good at all. His face was all ashy. You know what I'm saying?
He in that bitch rolling burritos.
He wasn't good.
So you say you come in and Blueface is laying up top, huh?
Yeah. Face ashy and shit, peeling and shit. Like, what's up with this nigga, bro?
What?
Tell me, fool.
Yeah, well, his face was ashy? Why was he?
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
That's crazy.
I mean, I go the face ashy, peeling and shit. He a cool nigga though. But one thing I can say, like,
that's crazy.
He was around, they wasn't really like lacing him up though. Like as far as prison go, his prison etiquette, trash. It was trash.
He rolling burritos, Cam. Listen, that's the signs of
crazy.
Rolling burritos. Washing drawers.
Rolling burritos and washing drawers is crazy work, bro.
Y'all put Kool-Aid on his lips.
Oh,
damn.
man.
Kool-Aid
God
packages.
damn,
on his
that's
lips.
nasty.
Oh, no.
That's the sign. Y'all heard it first.
This is
He
nasty.
told y'all when it come out.
Wait a second, bro. Wait a second. I'm trying to understand something. What is he in jail for?
Okay, so I think his original charges were when that video came out where he shot somebody.
Okay.
He was in front of the club and he shot him, but he only skimmed him. So I think he got on that was his initial probation, and then I think after that he just kept fucking up, and then they said, "Nah, you got to go to jail."
Blueface a bitch.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Dude who said he. Hold on. Why come his manager couldn't get him a better deal than that? He worked with them.
Well, shit, dog. He was on camera shooting his gun, and he got probation. And the guy that he shot showed up to testify against him.
And he got probation. Officer Wack.
And then he violated?
Damn.
Come on, bro. Come.
Officer Wack a bad
they tried to give Dugas 45 years, man. They tried to give bro
for armed robbery
45 years, bro.
No bullshit, bro. This shit ain't no joke.
And they wasn't going no deals, bro. they told folks.
Officer Wack. Cold, folks.
Cold, G. And this is who y'all want us to crash out with.
I hate Wack with a passion.
Yeah, I hate all of them. Every last one of them motherfuckers. For as long as I live, I'm going to wish the worst on them.
Damn.
That's crazy work, man.
Yeah, I ain't know all that shit.
Free Blueface, man.
Blueface.
So dude, I can get up with him.
Damn.
Man, I know, Blueface had got a DP by the schoolyards for apparently
listen, bro,
doing some zesty shit, and they made him come to the hood for a DP before.
You know what?
You know that? You heard about that?
Is he capping?
Yep, I heard the rumor.
Damn.
I ain't gonna lie, I just got one question.
What?
I ain't got nothing against Cali as a whole. I with y'all my peoples. I got some, I got a lot of connections and shit. But I got one question. Why do y'all stand with 1 foot this way and 1 foot that way?
They taking shots.
Oh yeah.
What's that,
That's
folks?
just the swag. That's just the swag.
That's swag?
Yeah, it's the swag.
That's they call that shit, gang?
That's they sauce, gang.
You know how you guys kind of stand all tight and all kind of closed in?
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause,
Yeah. Like that's how y'all stand.
I ain't gonna ain't gonna lie, bro. When I first seen Chicago dudes standing all like stiff and tight, I was like, that shit look weird as hell. Bro.
Wake it up, Cam. Wake it up, Cam.
Our shit is like, we big, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
Like,
can't lie, fool. Hold on, wait.
We trying to take up space.
You my dog. You my dog.
Oh, okay.
You can't lie. The foot in with the foot out is crazy. I be like, what he finna do to me, folks? He got some shit up his sleeve, folks. The foot in with the foot out, crazy, bro. Like, bitch, stand still, stay straight, bitch.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. Wow. More content like this coming soon.
Man, I did not see that coming. That was different. Like, really, man, I did not see that coming. Like, why Blueface came up? Blueface in jail doing his tizime. I didn't know that Big Homie CC and them had smoke like that. Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, man, I think that's gonna be it for me today, because I'm going through these YouTube streets and ain't nothing really going on like newsworthy that y'all would be like, oh my God, let's talk about it. Yeah, I don't see nothing. But man, that was good though. That was some real decent content, man. Salute to all the channels, Cam Capone News. Salute to him, man. Everybody, man. Salute, man. Standing all stiff and tight as shit, man. What's wrong? Because I was like, man, I don't know if Cam is going to get something off on that, because they trying to clown out, certain Cali niggas stand. Like, what? It's our vibe. It's this now. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that was cool. All love over here. But anyway, man, I don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. I think there's some telling going on behind the scene. Who doing the telling, man? I can't tell you. I can't tell you who it is, but something is definitely in the waters. I'm not going to sit here and act like y'all don't know it, because y'all know it. No, I'm not going to sit here and take credit for telling y'all that there's some telling going on behind the scenes and all that, because y'all know it. Y'all not slow, but y'all see something is coming. Something's on the foot. What I heard first thing I heard was Wack will not be getting snatched up in this sweeping indictment, I guess, on the No Jumper incident. It's gonna be an indictment, so but he won't be caught up in that sweep. But one is definitely coming. That's what I heard. Since then, has anything changed? I have no clue of what's going on with dude. But he does seem out of sorts, though. I will say that. At times. But then, I done heard other audios where he sound like his regular old self. You know what I mean? But the one to look forward to or look towards, that if you're not careful, you're not paying attention, you won't catch it, because they going through their own thing with their channel at Bomb First, with Reggie and John filing bankruptcy and adding Bomb First into the bankruptcy. And that channel damn near, what did he say, insolvent? I can't say the word, but he's getting, they about to probably auction or sell that all. So Reggie Wright is going through his issues right now with John over there at Bomb First, because he said that, he didn't know nothing. He found out about it the same way we found out about it, through Delray Richardson, Straight Gang TV. Salute to him for putting out the content. And that caught him off guard, man. He said he didn't see that coming, so he going through his own issues with that. But he also has an issue with Wack 100, because Wack 100 keep using his secret weapons, his secret weapon YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? To take shots at him. So look over there. You might, something might surprise us all, because he know They both know where all the bodies is buried on each other. But one, I think, is more protected than the other. That's what I do believe. One is way more protected than the other, and it makes sense because that one was a police officer. The other one was turned police officer. I'll let y'all figure out who is who. You know? But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Salute to Uda. Salute to Sharon Lou from the Lou. Salute, brother. Drew V, salute to you, the beautiful Selena. Thank you for pulling up. Monique, of course, thank you, Queen, for pulling up. Savage Astro, thank you for pulling up. Gasco, thank you for pulling up. Walter Parson, thank you for pulling up. I gotta add. Man, I was on the road. Kid the Barber, thank you for pulling up. Big Sherm, my guy. Salute to you, bro. Thank you for pulling up. And everybody else that's in the chat, Lenny, thank you for pulling up. Of course, we're going to end it the only way we know how, with CS2 back, reminding us exactly who he is. I love every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all showing my channel support. Like I said, this is our channel. This is our channel. No more of my channel. This is our channel because it wouldn't be nothing without y'all. So I appreciate y'all supporting our channel. Let's let CS2 back tell us who he is. I'll catch y'all on the other side. Let's go.
But then again, you know how the feds work. We don't care how many chickens or turkeys you pass out.
Nope.
We don't care how many book bags you done passed out. What we care about is these wiretaps. We care about these confidential informants. And we care about your actions within the means of the law.
I talk the dog. Let's.